Yo, what's up, everybody? I am Carlton.
And I'm Bird.
And it is TV time. It's TV
TV
time.
time.
It's TV
TV
time.
time.
It's TV
TV
time. Yes. Yo, what's up? Yeah, we are doing a new thing. It's called TV time. So basically, we are gonna be talking about shows that are no longer on the air, but are still our favorites. We still enjoy watching them.
Yes.
Yes.
Syndication and things like that. You can find them on the bootlegs and stuff like that. You know, they on the streaming sites. But yeah, what are we gonna talk about tonight, though?
So we are talking about one of our favorite shows that we both enjoy heavily. We are living and sing single. Yes.
Tonight, got a world. I'm glad I got my girls.
Yes. We are talking about Living Single, one of the greatest sitcoms ever. Yes, but if you are a child and or adult of the 90s, this was the show. Well, one of the shows.
It was the show, honey. It would come on right after Martin on Thursdays, and then right after that will be New York Undercover, honey. I remember the lineup.
Listen, okay.
The spot, like you had to have like Thursdays. I remember like the time switches and everything, like they were synonymous with one another.
Yes. So I'm gonna be honest with you. When I was growing up, I wasn't privy to watching. I knew about the lineup. I knew it because my parents watched. My parents watched Martin, Living Single, New York Undercover.
Right.
But it was time for me to go to bed. They was like, you going to your room. This is mommy daddy time.
Now see, I ain't gonna hold you. New York Undercover was the cue to hit it. But I could always watch Living Single, like Martin and Living Single. You could watch that because that was like 8 and 8:30.
Yeah.
9 o'clock. That's the cue. Soon as it came on, well, I guess that's my time, you guys.
Yeah, now mom and daddy weren't having that. That was mommy and daddy time. So Carlton and Kendra, you're going to bed.
They did record it. Like I remember a number of VHSs before they released it on the series, a number of double tapes and so on and so forth, to where it was like back to back. They recorded Living Single and New York Undercover faithfully.
Okay. Yeah, I think I started watching being able to watch Martin and Living Single. I think with Martin, it was the season. It was the season when the episode when Martin and Tommy got into it about the suitcase.
Yes.
Yeah. So and I don't remember the first Living Single episode I watched, but like I said, around that time, I was able to start watching it and stuff like that. But no, when it first came out, that was mommy daddy time.
Oh, child, when it first came out. Now, see, I'm not even gonna hold you. The first season of Living Single, to be honest, I want to say, now that I watch it like over and over as an adult, I want to say I actually started in the first season.
Okay.
I really did. Now, it may not have been that very first episode because that pilot episode where they're in the Family Matters house.
Yeah.
That was something that I saw later on. But like within that first season, oh yeah. Queen Latifah, yeah, that was a staple. My mother was very, very Black community. Like anything Black, we watched it. It didn't even matter if it was like inappropriate. Like if it got inappropriate, then she knew when to cover my eyes, my ears. Like, okay, we're gonna fast forward through this part. But it was a lot of movies and a lot of shows that she was like, no, my child is going to watch this and know this culture, because this was our culture. It was part of our culture. And to see 4 beautiful Black women weekly, all of them had jobs, like real jobs. You had Khadijah, who had ran the magazine. Sinclair was the secretary up until she moved off and decided to become an actress and a stage performer. And then you had Regine, who was a boutique buyer, then a clothing designer for the soap opera until that got canceled. And then she became basically an event. Well, she was always planning events and was good at event planning. It went full throttle into that market. And then you have Maxine, the lawyer that lived across the street. And then to know that Maxine's character wasn't even supposed to be there, that Maxine's character was fought for. Like it was just, it was a time to be alive. And then you had your two brothers upstairs, who one was the handyman and the other was a stockbroker. Come on now. Living all up in their blackness. And it wasn't like militant black to where it was just like pushed in your face. This was literally like everyday type of thing, to where I felt that this is what I'm going to do when I get old. Like, this is what adulthood looks like.
Listen, just with TV in general, TV gives you a false idea of what adulthood is. Like, again, like watching shows like Living Single, you think you're gonna be with your, with your friends all the time. Y'all just gonna be like real tight and close like that. Nah, that's not
far from.
That's not reality.
We were bamboozled, but I do think that it did reflect that time frame. Like that was more so realistic as we got older, and the landscape changed and what was promoted and what was normalized. I think that's what we're dealing with now, to where it's like we're the last of that generation that actually saw things that were intentional.
Makes sense.
That weren't, what I'm saying? We saw, a different world, and that show, and with Martin and Living Single, they did push a lot of, pro-black things that, like I said, wasn't like in your face, but it was normalized and engulfed, embedded into the culture. So I believe somewhere, because millions of us, I believe somewhere they are actually living that Living Single type of life. Like, I do feel that there is a little clique and they're thriving. And with that thought, I'm just going to leave it at that. I feel strong about that. It gives me hope, It may not be my story, but it's somebody's story, and somebody's living it and living their best life. And baby, do that.
So I was inspired to start when I was doing the magazine, when I was doing VPN Mag. I was actually inspired by Khadijah with Flavor Magazine.
I believe it. And what's crazy about and Flavor is that I felt like that was like in another life, that would be what she would be doing. Like, she would have a magazine. Her record label is called Flavor Unit, the Flavor Unit, and so on and so forth. So I do feel like in my heart of hearts that it's just on brand for her, and she was gonna throw flavor in there somewhere. So I think it's really dope that you were inspired to do that. Because you did the movies, the TV show, the magazine. Come on, VPN everywhere. Like, stamp it everywhere. Stamp it. We got clothes, bow, stamp it everywhere.
Yes. So with Living Single, right? Like, I have my, like, how like you have your favorite like character, and I'm just actually just more so focusing on like the four women. Like, it's hard for me to pick who's my favorite, because I feel like it's like with Golden Girls, right? Like, it's like different episodes. One of them is my favorite. So it's the same thing. It's the same thing with Living Single. It's like it depends on the episode which one's my favorite, because I feel like I relate more to Khadijah,
right?
But like, Maxine is hilarious on certain episodes. I love Regine. I just love Regine. And then, like I said, Sinclair has some moments as well. So it's like I said, it depends on the episode, like which one is my favorite. So I guess just in general, all four of them are my favorite, I guess.
My favorite is Maxine.
Why is that?
Hands down. Okay, so as I was growing up, like, I just identified with Maxine. Like, she, of course, chocolate women or whatnot. She rocked the braids or the yarn braids. I rock braids all the time. Like, I literally saw myself in Maxine. And then she's so animated. Like, with her physical comedy is on brand, on point. Like you just have to be a juggernaut to handle that type of timing. And with Maxine, like I just felt, especially with her attitude towards men, I just identify real strong with that, like, I had a Michael, and after my career took off, he just packed his little raggedy duffel bag and left. Packed his little raggedy duffel bag and left. Like I identified, like especially with having a nemesis like Kyle, to where they get together late. Like I love that whole gaggery of it all. I was there for it all, honey. I love that whole dynamic because they bounced. Their banter was just so brilliant. Like the back and forth that, like, to this day, like if you catch me on the wrong day, I'm gonna throw some Maxine lines at you. I really don't care.
So you said since you said you relate to Maxine, you had a Michael. Did you have a Kyle?
Did I have a Kyle?
Yes.
My Kyle, believe it or not, is somebody that I like is my nephew. My Kyle is my nephew, like my nephew. I love him to death and down, and I will fight anybody and burn the city down for my nephew. But he is my Kyle Barker, honey.
I see how you evaded like the real answer to that question, so I'm gonna let you have it. Another Maxine question.
All right.
That I asked people that watch Living Single. Did you think that was Erica Alexander dancing in the opening?
So, as a kid, right? I'm not gonna hold you. I did for like a hot minute. Okay. And then as I kept watching it, as I grew older and I looked a little further, and I realized that Maxine, because I was still kind of in a kid mind. So Maxine was Maxine until I actually started reading credits and was like, no, her name is Erica. So so I started to look closer. I'm like, no, that's not Maxine. I don't know when I figured that out, but I do remember figuring that out before it was like confirmed. Like, no, that's not Erica Alexander.
Right.
So, yeah. No.
Yeah, I even when I used to sneak in, you know how when your parents tell you go away, and then you like kind of peer in the corner and like let me look at it for a few seconds. Even when I used to do that, I never thought that was Erica Alexander. I was like, the lady, right. the lady dancing, like her hair is straight, and Maxine has braids. Right. So like, that's not her.
A little bob, but Erica bobbing because she's in silhouette. It's just
yeah. I'll let y'all have it. We don't judge here.
I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna let you have it, but
I'm
gonna respectfully tell you no.
No, I'm gonna tell you that's not her. But I'm gonna let y'all have it. And y'all, if you were younger and you thought that, then I'll let you have it.
Oh yeah.
But if you're a full-fledged adult and you still think that, then no, ma'am.
I mean, I was 7. I was 7 years old.
That's why I said you can have it. You can have it. You were 7. It's okay. You can have it. You can have it.
When I literally started reading, and I started reading credits and was like, because I knew Queen Latifah, but then I remember watching like, why they calling her Khadijah? That's not good. I remember feeling that way watching it at first as a kid. Like, they're not Khadijah. And I remember flying up for Regine because it's Kim Fields from The Facts of Life, right? So I just remember for those first couple of episodes, first few weeks, like they keep calling her Khadijah, and I don't get it. Is that her real name? I thought she was a rapper. Is she gonna rap? Because Queen Latifah was showing up everywhere at that time. You know what I mean? Like she was in like House Party, and it was a few other films that she was showing up in that I remember, because House Party 2 was a every weekend thing. that I had to watch. It was one of my favorites, and I had the soundtrack. Hello. So yeah, I knew Queen. Who's Khadijah? And then when I finally figured out that, oh, this is a sitcom and these people are playing, this like a screenplay. Okay, I'm here. This is funny.
The Kyle, you talked about Kyle and Maxine. The Kyle and Max, I like their banter. I was cool with them getting together, but I like it better when they were separate. The banter seemed funnier to me when they weren't together, like when they weren't a couple.
Oh, child.
It just seemed funnier to me.
It got juicy after that. Like literally juicy. I will never forget that episode to where she gets suspended and she comes home and she is trying to down her sauce with tequila and them limes, honey. And Scooter had just came back and Khadijah had been dating Alonzo. Alonzo for a good little minute. And then here come like Alonzo was trying to get Khadijah to move in, and here comes Scooter just, baby, I'm back again, you know, like baby, I'm back. And you had that dynamic happening and so on and so forth. So I remember and will never forget, and this is why I miss live audiences too, because for that camera to pan in Kyle's apartment, you immediately see the tequila bottles, like you like wondering, girl, so of all places, you went upstairs? And they laid up on that raggedy ass chair that Overton bought from the street under the kente cloth blankie, and she just appears. Oh! I remember first time seeing that and screaming, and that was like the season finale, and we had to wait next season to see the follow-up.
Because Regine says we'll be right back, or something. She say we'll be back.
Something now.
Yeah.
It's been good. Y'all better come back. And you know, I was glued to my seat just to see what happens after this, because what's this? And leading to my next thing is that is one of my top 5 episodes for gaggery. Like I have different like sections, but that's like one of my top 5 episodes of Living Single was that particular, because from the beginning to end with everybody, what's happening with everybody, funny stuff. Okay, funny stuff.
Even
School
like I said,
back,
yeah,
and Khadijah is between these two fine gentlemen. Okay, both of them vying for her affections, and then here go Regine with her spaghetti. What you gonna do, girl? What you gonna do? Regine, I'm gonna need a minute. Okay, I'm just gonna take this upstairs by the vent. Regine was so nosy.
I love Regine. I love Regine. By the way, I am 1000% team Khadijah and Scooter. 1000%.
Oh man,
1000%.
Scooter. I did like Scooter. I like Scooter, even though Scooter had his shit. He had his shit. When I look back at it as an adult, I get aggravated because it's like, huh? You expected what? To do what? How? And when who? But Scooter and Khadijah's chemistry was something that you just could not deny. Like,
yes.
It was dope. And then you could I don't know what it took for that development during pre-production, but I really felt like they were childhood friends, that they had known each other for like forever. And when they actually did have that moment within the first season to where they had all her clothes fell off, then that was when Oh, wow. So yeah, I feel like he was in game, even though I ain't gonna lie, I like Grand Hill.
I like that. Like that episode's
I like the
hilarious.
Grand
They
Hill.
have
Yeah.
she was like, she was like, no!
How could you do this to me?
Funny stuff. Funny stuff. Back to Kyle and Max. I like I said, even though again I'm not necessarily a fan of them being together, but I did like that their story continued on Half and Half.
Yes. Now I liked Half and Half. Now around this time when UPN was a big thing and all the shows was going, baby, she was in the street. So when the shows would come on, like she was in the street, she would catch up as she could. She did not miss that episode to see Erica Alexander and TC Carson reprise their roles as Kyle and Max. Honey, yes, especially with that season to where they like snuck Kyle back in for that last episode to let you know that Max's child was really his.
Right. We're gonna get into this last. We'll get into the last season.
We'll get into it.
We'll get into it. We'll definitely get into it. For people who don't know, I don't know. I mean, a lot of people don't really pay attention to stuff, but like y'all know, like Queen Latifah and Kim Coles actually shared the starring bill because you would see certain episodes that say starring Queen Latifah, and then other episodes that say starring Kim Coles. So, I've always even as a kid watched it. Yeah, you never noticed that?
I think I did, but for me, the feature role always felt like it was Regine, like it was featuring. Yeah, featuring.
Role. It would say, like I say, it would say some episodes would say starring Queen Latifah.
Okay.
It would start with Queen, and then it go to Kim Coles, then it'd be Eric Alexander, then it's TC, and then it's John Hinton, and then it says and Kim Fields as Regine.
And when I would see as the character, to me that pointed out as that was not necessarily the title, I mean the starring role, but that was definitely the feature character that's bringing in the audience.
But like I said, I mean, with due respect, because she at the time had, of course, had the most. We knew her as Tootie on Facts of Life. So
and Queen Latifah, this was fresh. She fresh on the scene. Her and Kim Coles, Erica, was
Cosby Show. Yeah, and theater work too.
And theater. Okay. So yeah, like they were. That's at that time. That's who I felt was more so the. Even though everybody, of course, shined and was just dope in their own right.
Absolutely. But yeah, like if you, of course, I watch the reruns. I still watch the reruns.
Of course.
Like you said, yeah, like some episodes will say starring Queen Latifah, and some episodes will say starring Kim Coles.
Okay.
But like even as a kid, credits always fascinated me. I've always paid attention to credits,
right?
Even as a kid. So yeah, I've
like
always
I said, once I learned how to read, I'm reading credits. And then once I figured out, oh, these are the names of the people. They're real names. Gotcha. 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 And then, of course, opening credits were better at the time. Like they had better theme songs and better animation. It was just better.
Agreed. Speaking of theme song, another inspiration. So the last season of My Best Friend is inspired by the theme song of Living Single.
Now, see, I think I watched My Best Friend all the way up until the second, because they're real short.
They're super like the first two seasons. Well, we were pitching them as more so Instagram things. So the first two, the first not
come on TikTok. They right there. It's right there for the taking. You already have like a
Speaking of TikTok, real quick, I gotta tell this story because I need to practice my patience. So when TikTok was suspended, well, at the time I was in Colorado Springs when all this happened, and I was like, okay, I need to clear up space on my phone. So I was like, I deleted the app. I don't have the TikTok app, and I can't get it back until they sell it. Everything. But I can still upload to TikTok because you can do it still on the desktop. But it's still not the same.
It's not the same. And see, I was very much rage against the dying of the like. I'm not leaving TikTok. I'm just gonna leave it right there. Come take it off my phone. You want to take it off my phone. Yeah, one of these days, because I figured one of these days I'm gonna figure out how to get back on. I love TikTok. I'm sorry. I'm one of them ones. I love TikTok because my algorithm is just right. Okay, it's just right. It's all the things that's telling me, giving my affirmation, and all the things that I would rather see that puts me in a better mood.
But like I said, I should have waited because, like I said, literally when I deleted it, that's when it was like, oh, guess what? It's back.
Because I figured it would be something that will, like, you know, a haymaker or some sort. Because that was unprecedented. It was like weird. Like, I was just like, come on. And I will be sitting here, and I already knew it was like, even if it hadn't come back, it would still be sitting here on my phone, and I just prefer to be in denial because I'm gonna figure out how to get back on there.
I got you.
I got to change my location, whatever. I'm gonna be in China. I'm getting back on my TikTok.
But yeah. So my best friend, like I said, the first two chapters, they are real short, but starting on chapter 3, that's when they get longer,
like a regular series.
Well, no, I would say chapter 4. Chapter 4, that's when they get longer. Yeah, 1 through 3 they're shorter, but 4, that's when they get longer. Now 5 is actually definitely a regular series. It's like it's regular length. Because I got tired because we weren't really getting a lot of views on Instagram, and I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna just make this a YouTube series and
see, it's a trick. It's a trick with Facebook and Instagram to where your post will get suppressed if you're not posting in the right time frames, this, that, and third. It's just too much to where TikTok and their algorithm, I can monitor that so much better. And then of course it just pushes more so to my audience versus Instagram, to where it's like I had to get some type of decent, like I had to like pay out to get sponsorship.
Gotcha.
And I don't mind that. Like when I take the time to do the research, I don't mind to do it because there is, you know, a return on that, but it doesn't bring back enough for me to keep spending the bread versus just getting on TikTok and posting at a good time.
Got you. Yeah, like, well, I wish TikTok was out back then when we were doing My Best Friend. I think it definitely would have been doing a lot better, but you know, it is what it is.
And also, I mean, it's also key is consistency too. Just sticking with it.
Right, but I ain't trying to be funny. I mean, technically, I could still put it on TikTok.
You should.
I
mean, I don't see why not. Shit, there's nothing wrong with it. Like, what? Yes, like
yeah. I think I'm gonna do that.
Yeah,
I think we're gonna do that.
We got plenty of content to just go ahead and throw on there. I'm ready to do skits and all kinds of stupid stuff that I've always wanted to do, but it's just like out of that because YouTube they want long videos and their shorts they got shorts now.
They got shorts, yeah.
But it's still you're gonna have to put in that work, and after understand that search engine operation. That's really the key. A lot of people don't understand, you know, the search engine operation of basically SEO and knowing time frame and where to post it and where to, you know, promote all that stuff. It all coincides together.
Well, I need a class, so I will be signing up for the bird class soon. Okay, so we're living single. Let's go ahead and just go ahead and talk about. Let's go talk about the last season. Then we'll get into our favorite episodes, and then we'll close this thing on out. The final season of Living Single, which sadly coincides with the final season of Martin, and that was a
sad year.
That was a rough time.
That was really rough for all of us. Like, and then I think it also coincided with New York Undercover, where one of the leads was killed off, and then they just started revamping New York Undercover, and that's where Tommy went.
That last season of because Tommy went to New York Undercover. That last season of New York Undercover was rough.
The pits. Everybody's last season was just weird, and the pits in comparison to the entire season. Like, I compare that last season to like first season's A Different World.
Well, yeah, A
Different World was super rough, and I'm not even gonna hold you. It's just because, no disrespect to Mel, like, there are episodes in that last season that I did like.
Yeah, we'll get into those. Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't the same, especially after Kyle left. Like, after Kyle left, I felt like it just lost its je ne sais quoi.
I agree. Sidebar, real quick. I want to say I am actually out of I'm like the I guess the outlier. I actually enjoy the first season of A Different World, but no, I mean, I like it. I mean, it's not like my favorite season, but I mean, like my mom and my sisters, like my mom and Kendra, they can't stand it. But I've been like, I'll watch the first season. I don't have like.
So cringy.
No. I mean, in comparison to when Debbie Allen took over in season 2.
Yes.
I mean, season 1, it's a complete different show. But
it surely is, and
but I'll watch it though. I'll watch it.
I watched it, like, again, a lot of stuff I caught as a young adult after everything had gone off, and they were doing super syndications, and you could watch like a full, you could binge watch a whole Saturday, because they would play it on TV1 and BET, like they would play it. So they played that first season, and I remember because again, my parents taped A Different World, Cosby Show, all that stuff. So I remember watching it on tape. They didn't have the first season on tape, so this was like straight new to me. So I was able to watch the full season and was just like, why Willie sound like that? What happened? I like Loretta, but I don't know. It's not like, it's just something. And then Kadeem Hardison was chasing after Denise, which makes sense, but at the same time, it was just like, you real thirsty, brother. Like, what's going on? Like, you mad thirsty.
That's funny.
So when it came back in the second season, and Dwayne got a little glow up, that made a many sense to me. Like, I was like, yeah, this is it. I'm excited to go to college. I'm excited. I want to go to a HBCU, like, real hard. I thought him in college was a real place.
We all did.
And so I was just like, I'm trying to go over here and find my Dwayne and my Rons and thems. And then I realized that as a kid, because again, it was on tape, and I think by that time it had already gone off. I think it was like the last episode, like 92 of some sort. And I think I started watching TV in 93, 94. Late 93. Right. So it just went off. But I do remember watching in real time when Chris Cross was on there, because I love Chris Cross. That was like my first boy crush ever. Like, you had the girls who loved B2K. I had already been, I'm mature. I'm beyond this. Don't do boy bands.
Oh, Lord.
Because as a child, I was in love with Chris and Cross. Them was my boyfriends, and I was faithful.
We might as well not even do A Different World episode, because you're up here talking about A Different World. We gonna live a single.
We gonna get back to that, but I was just saying. Oh, you so loud. I was just saying. That was that on that. Like, the first season just wasn't it for me, and I got to see a lot of it like as a young adult.
I got you.
Like 18, 19.
I got you. Like I understand.
And I remember gagging at that first season. Was like, I see why they made the changes. I'm so glad they made these changes.
You sound like my mama. You sound just like my mama.
Ooh, child, because this is rough. This ain't gonna make it.
Well, speaking of rough, like I said, this last Living Single, this last season of Living Single.
Living Single.
So I recently found out about the behind the scenes stuff of why CC, was written, why Kyle was written out. That he was fired because basically he was the spokesperson for the group, and he went to talk to the people, and the people didn't like that.
And he became problematic. Problematic. You know how they do us.
For people who are just listening, because this will obviously go on SoundCloud and all that stuff too, we're doing air quotes with that. So fake air quotes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so basically when they was like, he basically was lied to. They was like, no, we're not writing you out. Because the season finale of season 4,
mm-hmm.
Kyle was saying he was moving to London.
They gave him a couple of episodes in the first part of that season, and then he was on the plane, child.
But from what I watched, like I said, even when he read the script for the finale, he was like, are y'all writing me off the show? And it was like, no, we're not writing you off the show. And then kind of find out when we get to season 5, he's written out the show. Like the first 2 episodes, he gets part 1 and part 2. And then we say bye-bye to Kyle Barker. And I agree with you. Like I said, I like Mel. I liked him, but like you said again, it wasn't. You're so used to the core 6.
Yeah.
And it's like when we get to season 5, it's like you got this new person who's trying to get into the mix. It's like trying a new you're so used to this dish and you're used to the ingredients.
And they needed somebody to play off of John. Because John didn't have a partner anymore. You used to see him with a partner, and they was making up for it with Mel and what's the face from Khadijah's Job.
Yeah, my guy. What's his character's name?
He was the Jamaican. Give me a second.
I'm about to look. What is his name? Russell.
I know it ain't Ruben. Russell. I was getting ready to say Ruben. Russell.
Okay, so
you got to see more.
Sidebar. I gotta say this before I forget. I know people disagree with me about this, but I like Regine and Russell together.
I like Regine and Russell together too. I felt like, but at the same time, Russell was a dog. At the end of the day, Russell was a Jamaican hound out here in the streets, but I did love the chemistry between him and Regine. I loved it.
I really wanted them to get together at the end. I really did.
I thought he was gonna be in game the way that they was bringing him, and that's okay. This is it, because she broke up with, and I just knew it was gonna maybe start, especially when she broke up with the painter. I thought they was gonna start back in. Remember, they had broken up, and so she's feeling all. And she
went over and took her to Auntie house. Auntie house.
And they got the shimmying in the kitchen. Yeah, shake your shimmy up. Yes.
Yep.
So yeah, I did like them together. I will say that I do have, even though it was the pits, I do have favorite episodes of that last season.
Yeah.
But again, in comparison to the seasons, though, it was the pits, and it lost its pizzazz when they decided to get rid of Barker. Justice for Kyle Barker, please.
By this thing, it was wild to me, but I will say I did watch the last season in real time.
Yeah.
I watched the last season in real time. So like I said, I think I started watching Living Single like either mid-season 3, like when it was actually coming out. I think I actually started. I was allowed to, I should say, watch it mid-season 3 and then on. But I do definitely remember watching the last season. First of all, I was very disappointed. I only got like 13 episodes. I was like, what is this? Because I remember the last episode it ended on New Year's.
Yes.
I remember that. I was like, this is weird.
And Regine wasn't even there because she didn't got married.
So okay, yeah, I'm gonna talk about the behind the scenes of that too. But I just thought it was crazy to me. It was like y'all wrote him off. He was on part 1, part 2, and then he shows back up.
Cause you already
at
know,
the
like,
end.
cause I say that because they knew them ratings dipped like into hell in comparison to what happened. Like, I felt like somebody saw a correlation and was like, I mean, these are the last couple of episodes. I think they had already decided somewhere that we're not going to do the show anymore. Like, it's a wrap. People are moving on. And let's just go ahead and bring them back for the fans, because the fans are dead here. They're not feeling this dynamic at all. And like, they tried with all their might, and it just was not working.
I also feel, and speaking of Regine with Kim Fields, because I watched, so like, basically her contract, she only had a certain amount of episodes that she had left to film.
Mm-hmm.
So she, after that episode when she got engaged, like, that was it. Yeah. She was out. Oh. But I feel like we, the fans, we got cheated out of a Regine wedding, a fabulous Regine wedding. We got cheated.
Man, listen.
And I remember watching the last episode, and I was like, where is Regine? Like, why is she not there?
And I remember saying, oh, I guess she had her fiance. She with her fiance now. I remember me and my mama said something. And then it was like in unison, she at the fiance house.
That's whack. That was so whack to me.
As hell. Everybody was leaving their house empty. Martin left his house empty and wrote on the wall. Khadijah and them left the house empty and didn't even take no clothes with her. Like,
didn't take no clothes.
Left.
and then, but I will say a character I did not like. I didn't like Ronnie Santos. I wasn't a fan. That
was another thing that they tried to sneak in to try to kind of to take the spot of Regine for that little sequence. Child, please, y'all getting on my nerves. Just gone. Cut the lights out. Turn the TV off. Turn the TV off. Turn the TV off. Turn the TV off.
But to be honest, like I said again, no disrespect to Mel, I think they should have upped Russell. They should have made him a series regular.
Yes. Like,
that would have made more sense.
I thought that's where we were going, because he was in more episodes outside of being at Flavor. He's showing up with John. He's showing up at the house. Like, I just knew, like, okay. And life goes on. Like, what's up? And it just wasn't working for me. And I don't think it just wasn't working for anybody.
Sean Baker. I had to find the actor's name. I'm calling him Russell. Sean Baker. Sean Baker.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So let's get into our favorite episode. Now, we're gonna create some rules. Since we have another show called Take 5. We're going to do 5 episodes.
I know it. I think 5.
You get 5 episodes. So 5 of your favorite episodes of all 5 seasons of Living Single. We're gonna let the ladies go first.
Oh my God. Okay. So in no particular order at this moment.
No particular order.
I've already said the reveal that Max and Kyle slept together. That was one of my favorite episodes. And then Sinclair strikes, and the whole workplace is in disarray, and Max gotta come and do negotiation. No raise, no work. No raise, no work. No raise, no work. We want a raise. I be doing them randomly in the day. No raise, no work. This is tyranny. No raise, no work. Yes, that's a favorite. Up the ladder to the roof. where we can living together. Hey, up the ladder. That's definitely there because Maxine was a pure sheer fool. That whole episode that I feel like they just let her run wild. She thought of a character and said, "Ooh, I've been waiting all my life to do this, and I get to do it like this. I can't wait." You got to see a little bit of that in the Wu-Tang Clan series that she's in. She I feel like she pulled that out in that little space where they was daydreaming. But
you know what that episode reminds me of, because it's one of my actually favorite episodes of the Cosby Show. The episode when they is trouble Olivia in the Huxtable house.
Olivia and Rudy had a fight. There's trouble in the Huxtable house tonight. Yeah.
I feel like when she did the Up the Ladder to the Roof episode, she pulled from the Cosby Show episode because she was killing it on that episode.
Yes.
So you got 3. You did 3 already. So you got 2 more.
I got 3. Oh gosh. These are hard because you're talking about because like I have like different categories of my top 5s. But of all time, oh god. So I will say if I had to pick another one. Ooh, which one had me? Okay. So I remember, I think I watched this more than once, and this was back in the day. It's on the tip of my tongue. What episode was that? Oh no, I'm mixing them up. Okay. So I just go ahead and throw out Kyle's birthday when he turned 30.
Okay.
When that thing tried to do Barnyard Twister and that back went out and Khadijah come out with this damn cake. Happy birthday to you. What happened? I'm old. You ain't got to tell me this cake is light enough to light up New York City. That I remember when she did that, I remember hollering and was happy birthday to her. Because Queen Latifah's stupid. Oh,
she's hilarious.
Honorable mention.
Okay.
Honorable mention, Queen Latifah battling out the basketball game with Reggie Miller's sister. I think it's Cheryl Miller.
Mm-hmm.
But that's an honorable mention because she was a fool in that. But I would say my number one would be the talent show where Kyle had sang. And the first night he sang, Maxine walked up in there and took off that coat and was in that green dress. When I give my heart. Oh, I'll net. He had to run off the stage because he got hot and bothered. But that get back though. That get back for the next talent night. And he sang My Funny Valentine. First of all, that's my favorite version. See, people be online talking shit about Kyle singing. Okay. He's like one of the top 10 like sitcom TV singers that nobody wants to hear. Like they had like a whole list. And he was up there with Dawn from A Different World. Now
wait, hold on.
Yes, he was.
That's disrespectful. We were not gonna disrespect.
Wasn't
Lewis.
it?
Not disrespected Don Lewis.
They threw all kinds of shade at Dawn. But
I don't like that.
So you already knew how I felt. So they was talking about Kyle, but that is my favorite rendition. Like when I sing My Funny Valentine, I'm thinking of Kyle Barker. I'm thinking of Kyle Barker with that baritone voice. My funny Valentine.
My favorite part of that episode, though, is it's a small part, but when he's singing the first time, when Overton's doing this. We do the doing the little Cabbage Patch. I'm like, okay.
Yes. Oh, I'll never fall in.
And then Sinclair doing the little
right,
dance.
Here. They cutting up. Terrible. But Max, when he got up in there and was singing to Max, child, I was like, ooh, sing to me, daddy. It just became a thing. Like, I was just like, ooh, because he got seductive with it. And Max is stupid. Like, she just stupid. Valentine's Day, babe. Go school. You know how you do. And she over here eating it up.
I see why you and Chantel will mesh. She loves TC Carson. I see why y'all. Yeah.
I loved it, but that was classic, and it was like, oh, so you like them? Well, it's nothing to throw a parade over. So what's with all the confetti? Max, you know he boiled your potato. And then they get to looking at each other and over to talking about, oh Lord, there they go again.
Right.
That whole episode is beautiful. Brilliance.
So before I get into my 5, I want to point out something about the last season. It's not necessarily my favorite episode, but it's a favorite moment, and you do it all the time.
And that's mine. Because you ain't gonna sleep on Mel. You not gonna sleep. Can you feel the beat coming alive tonight? Can you feel the heart of the city?
But my favorite part of that episode is when Khadijah's at the end. She said, Blanca toothpaste, Blanca toothpaste.
The truth is in your smile. Yes, they had the slogans. They had hits. I don't care what anybody said. They should put that out.
Hilarious. Okay, so my 5 episodes. You already said one of them. I'm going to keep it still. Up the Ladder to the Roof is one of my favorite episodes.
Mm-hmm.
That episode just hilarious. Just
man.
The whole thing. Oh man, just
up the ladder to the.
Said, tell him that. Tell him.
Tell him right now.
She said, tell him our children are starving.
Tell him, man, we need jobs, man. We need jobs.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, so that's one. 2 is the church episode with CeCe Winans.
Come on.
So there's
never been a time in my life when he
she said maybe it helps somebody, and then CeCe came up there and just killed it.
I mean, and she was like, okay. There's never been a time in my life when she was intentional.
What I can't say the line precisely, but it's like she'd be like the death of 1,000 eardrums or something like that.
What is it? The sound of 1,000 doves.
That
white doves.
Oh gosh. Oh Lord. Jesus.
That's two.
Just two. Okay. Three is the episode when first season when they're trying to get into the club. When Kyle and Overton trying to get into the club.
And my name is Shaquan. My name ain't gonna be Shaquan. She was like, it's always some fool with a gold tooth trying to talk to me. And what was it? A man with a gold tooth.
She said, no, at the end of the episode, when Khadijah get the phone, she said, hey, Goldie.
Hey, Goldie. Hello, Goldie. It's me, Shaquan.
No, but what? I'm trying to think what the name Khadijah made her. It wasn't Shaquan at the end. She was like, Goldie. Right. It's like, I forgot. Dang. I gotta find it.
It's one of them. It's one of them. And everybody kept and Max kept throwing drinks on Regine
when they was dancing.
She was like, yep, and I got my ponytail.
And then of course Queen Latifah gonna sing.
I would never check 1, 2, 1.
Yes.
2. At first I was afraid. I was petrified. I'm thinking I could never live without you by my side. But then I spent so many nights thinking how you did me wrong, and I grew strong, and I learned how to get along, and now you're back from outer space. I just walked in to find you here with that sad look upon your face. I should have changed that stupid lock. I should have made you leave the key. If I'd have known for just 1 second you'll be back, not bother me. Oh, now go walk out the door. Just turn around now, cause you're not welcome anymore. Here comes Sinclair. Walk out the door.
Oh gosh.
Ooh. Who ain't sitting up in that club?
Okay, so that's three. Oh, this is hard. This is difficult. And I gave myself, and I made the rules up. This is difficult.
Right. It's that fourth one. That fourth one. Remember, you get an honorable mention. But fourth.
Let me go in my cerebellum and go through these 5 seasons real quick. Because like I said, those 3, it was like those it for sure. Number 4, and I feel like when we get done, I'm gonna think about it. I'm like, nah, right. I should have said this one. Let's see, number 4. Dang. I'm gonna go ahead and say my honorable mention though. My honorable mention episode, just because I love this actress, is the episode with Eartha Kitt. I love Eartha Kitt.
Ooh, honey.
and that purr, child.
I can't sleep with you, darling.
Listen,
that's it. I prefer men who are much younger.
I know that's right. I know that's right. Y'all, I love me some Eartha Kitt.
I love me some Eartha Kitt too. Boomerang is one of my favorites.
Listen, it's the Catwoman for me on the TV show Batman, the Batman TV show.
Yes, and it's Eartha Kitt. Period.
Okay, I found my. Okay, I had to go through the episode list. I was actually trying to distract y'all. I had to go through the list real quick.
You gonna quit?
Okay. So number 4 is when they go to for Khadijah's birthday on season 1. When they go to Atlantic City. She said, "I'll take a woo woo."
Thanks. She said, "As long as you gambling, the drinks are free. I'll take a woo."
That Queen Latifah was a fool.
A whole one. We didn't even know she was this dumb. Who knew?
Jesus. Okay. And then number 5, I'm going to throw this out there because I love Erica Alexander's performance in this episode. The episode with Naughty by Nature. She'll be like, ooh,
hey, Naughty, I am too. Won't you come in?
She'll be like, ooh, that's a little too freaky for me.
Excuse me. Girl, you just closed the door on Naughty by nature. Trash! Hi, Naughty. I am too. Won't you come in? That was a good one because that was the episode Sinclair was naked.
Mm-hmm.
And she had to run naked across the stage.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And it's the slow-mos for me on the run back. And she's just like, bloom, 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 bloom. And everybody's just like, here go Kyle. That's a good episode. That was a good episode.
That's a good one. Definitely a good one. I forgot to mention this. Another thing that upset me about the last season, they didn't dance at the beginning of the theme song. That pissed me off.
They did not.
Because seasons 1 through 3, we got the dancing. In season 4, they changed it up. They changed the dancing. On season 4, there's like season 4, and then season 5, we didn't get it. We just got the buildings.
Yeah, that's it. Just the.
I said, y'all didn't want to let Mel dance.
No, like, you don't get to do the jig with us, baby.
That's whack.
Ain't it?
That's whack. If I was Mel, I'd be hurt, insulted, and upset.
You were definitely slighted, but then that's how you knew this is the last season, y'all. I don't know if you knew, but this is it. This is all we're gonna give. We're just gonna throw these little episodes out. These are the intern writers that have been waiting for their moment, and this is their time. But yeah, this is it. That's when you knew that was the beginning of the end.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They did that with Martin too, where they stopped doing the beginning. Like they had their first one where the colors was popping off and so on and so forth. And they had the second one with the animated Martin running around, and then the third time of the last season, it was just Martin, and you would see the credits go with the first sequence. So it was man, it was a rough time.
It was a rough time. A rough time. Now,
at least they got finales because
at least they ended.
They just snatch folks out. They just snatch folks out the air. There's no final.
Don't get me started.
Another episode, another time.
Because we're definitely gonna do an episode about Moesha. So we're not doing that tonight. We're not. But
we gonna get to them UPN shows.
We are.
We're definitely gonna get to every last one of those, especially the fact that they're on Netflix and you can watch them. We're gonna get to that, and we're gonna talk about the game as their versus on UPN, as it was when it got the BET, as it did get on Paramount, and it just each time as it came back, y'all just got more and more traumatic and left further and further from the foundation that you had started. Like
you're fretted. I can tell you're fretted. You're fretted. I can tell.
Oh, it make me mad. It makes me mad. Because these are good, solid shows. I agree. Were very entertaining. You got to see your favorites. You had new favorites now. And they just take them away from you like they always do. Soon as they see, too many of y'all are coming together. Let's break this up. There's too much positive affirmation being put out there to y'all. We need to break this up.
So I thought about this. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of reboots and reimaginations, I thought about what if the crew came back together. So I thought about this in my head. This is the storyline I came up with. You ready to listen to it?
I'm here.
Okay. So I thought about Regine because we got to bring her back. Her husband died.
Oh.
Yeah, her husband. Because I'm still here for this Russell and Regine thing. So her husband died. He's dead. But she good. She got money. She's straight. So Khadijah and Scooter, even though they are in game for me, because we got to bring them back into we got to bring them back into that brownstone some type of way or some type of living situation. We got to bring them back. So Regine's husband is dead. Khadijah and Scooter are separated. Because they were
freaky, but they still sneaking, freaky.
But but they're separated. You know what I'm saying? Because they were real back and forth on the original series, so they're separated. They're separated for right now. They're separated. So Khadijah moved back in with Regine.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. Sinclair and Overton are still together. Still married. They're still married.
And living downstairs.
Kyle and Max are co-parenting. They're not together, but they're co-parenting, but they still have they still have their thing. They still have their their exchanges. Not sexual. I'm talking about like their banter.
Of course, witty banter.
Right. So now, of course, because Kyle and Max have a daughter, she's an adult. And of course now she's living single. So because you gotta have that C storyline, like for what's going on with the kids. We don't really care about the kids like that. Because we want to focus on original characters. No, because Bird, let me tell you, that's where these reboots and reimaginations mess up. Because you focusing on these newer characters that we don't care about.
Right. We don't get enough we don't have time, nor do we give enough time to fall in love with these characters.
Right. Not even that. Not even that. The reason why we're coming back to watch the show, because we want to see the characters that we grew up with. That's what happened with Girl Meets World. Girl Meets World focused too much on these characters that we do not care about. I know this is on the Disney Channel. I know it's for the quote unquote kids, but guys, we grew up on Boy Meets World. We want to see Corey, Topanga, Sean, Eric, and the rest of them. Angela, and the rest of them. So that's what Girl Meets World messed up. Because I watched that Girl Meets World, and Girl Meets World was awful. It was bad. But we're not going there right now. We can go down another time. But I said that as an example because when you do these reboots and stuff, again, that's cool if you want to create these new characters. I get it. To bring in a newer audience. But if you want to keep the older audience, the original audience, you got to focus on the characters that we know. So, in my head, in the living single reboot in my head, we're focusing on the main six, and I mean Kyle, the main six, and then we can see Kyle and Max's daughter and whoever else her little friends are. It could be, even Scooter and Khadijah could have had a child too if they wanted to. And we can see that, and Regine can have a child, a son or something, and they can be the C storyline. A and B is reserved for the main people. And we're gonna give Russell some respect. Russell's gonna be up to a series regular.
Justice for Russell.
I haven't thought of,
we want the Ritz.
And he will get one. Now I haven't thought about Mel. I haven't thought about Trip. I don't know where Trip fits into this reboot in my head. I don't know where he fits into all this. But that's okay. You thank you, co-executive producer of the new Living Single reboot in my head. Appreciate you.
No disrespect. Like you could have honorable mentions because you wrote the jingles and stuff. So maybe like a picture of love on the side, like a poster. Like that's our homeboy, and then like he could come and do guest appearances and things.
Because Flavor is like this conglomerate.
Like when you started to say, I feel like Khadijah actually owns the brownstone now, or you know what I'm saying, like they own it together or whatnot. So Kyle will still always have his spot upstairs. Max, of course, had her spot across the street, but not maybe the daughter stays there. But Max is there all the time, and the daughter ain't never there and whatnot. But that's where why they keep crossing. And then, of course, Regine is dead, so on and so forth. Overton and Sinclair are downstairs. But of course, it's expanded and things like that. And so they have their own little spot, but they always seem to gravitate back to this brownstone because that's just where home is for everybody.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Yes. One of them, Khadijah or even Sinclair and Overton. Like one of them they own
they own part. Like I feel like as a group, they own the brownstone at this point, especially at 30 years later. Like somebody owns something.
I like that.
Yeah. So I feel like, and if it's a conglomerate, Khadijah may own the whole block. She might have got the whole division or whatnot. And so everybody has their own brownstone, but they all just seem to congregate back to the original spot. Because again, that's where home is at the end of the day. That's like the spot.
Yeah, I brought up Flavor because we brought up Trip, and I was like, maybe like there's a special, like there's one episode where Trip comes, he's on the cover or something, or he's been interviewed, like
like he's been named like hottest man. Like Flavor is on the scale of like Lifetime people, like let it be big or whatnot, and or Essence in them. So, and it's like a really big thing to be on the cover of such a prestigious publication. So, he could come in as, the cover man, the jingle to the songwriter, successful songwriter or whatnot. Because I think that's where his aspirations were originally. So, he actually, everybody kind of followed through with what they were trying to do. And so, I would think later, everybody should be sitting on a nice piece of property.
Back to Khadijah, like with the Flavor. I honestly see it more so like if actually following Queen's real footsteps. I see her like doing a whole media conglomerate. Like she got the magazine, she got the studio, she doing TV films. And of course, Sinclair is a part of the films. Like she's in the film. She's doing stuff. So it just kind of brings it all back.
Brings it all together, full circle.
Yeah.
Full circle. So I like that.
But again, this is in my head. This is just
Of course. Because like in real life, they're gonna. They're not gonna honor our wishes, and then these people, all of them just about have something going on. They've just moved on from that chapter in their lives, which is dope. At the same time, but I know they're still appreciative of the culture stamp that Living Single has and will always have, especially knowing that was the inspiration for Friends.
Talk about it.
Man, listen.
We ain't got time to talk about it.
Well, we know.
But
we know.
We know though. We know. Talking somebody should create a Black Friends. Stop it.
And anytime I meet somebody who likes Friends, because don't get me wrong, like Friends was cool. It didn't hit for me like it did for Living Single, because I don't know white people problems. I just don't. Like that's, to me, like it would get to a point. It was like, y'all got, like is more so like I study, but I'm not like of it. Like I study and observe it, and I can identify, this sounds like a white person problem, because I don't aware of such behaviors in friend group. Like I'm just not, and we all still cool. This is, and then it's specific. It's 90s white people problems, because I don't know any 2020 white people that will have these. Maybe you do. I don't know. I'm not there. So it's been a long time since I congregated with white people too, like as a group, to observe. Like, so I don't know the type of problems that they discuss and they go through.
So the point is you obviously relate more to living single than friends.
I relate more
to
the black women in the brownstone. That's how I don't know. These white people in this penthouse warehouse apartment. That's brownstone. Where y'all at? Is this Wisconsin?
We're gonna go with the brownstone. We're definitely gonna go with the brownstone for sure. 1,000%.
They had funny episodes though. Like I tried. I was dating somebody and they love Friends, and so I would watch an episode or two of but I knew the commercials more than the actual episodes. I did. The commercials was amusing.
Okay, that's enough.
Don't ask me what happened on this season, child. The girl, more white folk problem. She was dating him, then they started dating, then they switched up, and then they started dating. It was a lot of musical chairs. I felt like they just made it. It's like another Bold and the Beautiful. But they got jokes. They just got jokes and punchlines here.
Oh gosh. Okay, so that is it. We're done. This has been great. This has been fun.
I had fun reminiscing on the good old days, because back in the days when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. But some days I still wish I was a kid again.
I know that's right. That's a real statement.
It is. Very much is.
But yeah, but so we are, like I said, we're going to be doing this more. We're going to talk about more shows. We'll have people come on too. We'll have people join us and reminisce about shows. If you got any suggestions of any shows you want us to cover, that, I mean, some of them we didn't watch, so we can't talk about those. But because we're actually talking about shows we actually watched on here. So
but if they available on the bootleg, then I might take a gander just to, give myself a breast, a leg, and a thigh on what the show was. Like, it's some shows that I'm going back in and I'm gonna be like, yeah, I feel like I'm gonna go on ahead and get back in. Like New York Undercover, I watch now that I'm an adult, and I'm like gagging and clutching my pearls. Was like, I can't believe we normalized this. I can't believe this 14, 15-year-old child is just jumping on the bus by herself. And she said, she's just making the conscious decision. I'm just going to go live with so-and-so. So, yeah, New York Undercover. Like I said, that was when the 90s was a wild time. It was like the last of the Wild Wild West. Because I remember watching the episode. It was like a whole 15-year-old. And she was moving like, they was treating her like she was an adult. Well, what do you want to do? I think I'm going to get on the bus and just go out west. West of who, baby? Who out west? Your mama and daddy is here. Like, where's you going?
Okay.
Like, JT was flirting, like openly flirting with a minor. He was undercover, but he was like flirting with a minor child. She's supposed to be 15.
I got to go back and watch New York Undercover. I watched it. I had a merit because they used to show it on TV One. And I watched the whole thing. When does it come on? I don't see it. I know it's on Hulu now. I know it's on Hulu now.
It's on Hulu. They still show it on TV One though. I think it's certain days though. And they'll give you, and then at certain days, they'll give you the marathon, just like with A Different World and so on and so forth. But I remember it still comes on because they watch it. They tune to it like it's the first time it came on. And that's when I remember watching it over there and was like, a minute, wait. She's supposed to be 15. This girl's supposed to be 15. Both of these girls is minors. They're under 16. And I remember looking at it and was like, damn, 15. I remember as a kid looking at it like 15 seemed like 18, 19. I remember go back and watch Moesha. When we started watching Moesha was 15.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all hanging out at the hangout, unsupervised. Like, it's like, Maybe it's just me because nowadays, because we're so, tight and we don't let our kids do a lot of stuff that we used to do because, of course, it's not safe. But it's just like nerve-wracking to watch it and knowing, we did a lot. And I don't know if it was because if it was safer then, or was it normalized for us to be corrupted children?
I will say it definitely was a lot safer back then. For sure.
I think a lot of things can be true at once.
No, it can be, but I will say in comparison to now, because I mean, like I said, I work in news, so I see this stuff all the time. Unfortunately, it definitely was a lot safer when we were younger.
Yeah, sure. I remember going on group trips or just hanging out with your friends at the mall, and it's just you and your friends, or hanging out or driving at 15, 16. Like, I remember stuff like that. Like, I remember my peers having cars at 13, 14, or fully driving, which I felt even then was like, wow. Like, ooh, you know how to drive. Wow. We're 13. We're still in. What are we? We're still in middle school.
Wait, y'all were driving at 13 and 14?
Yes. There was 13, 14-year-old drivers.
That's crazy.
Rolling up in the hood, like he done took grandma's car and he's riding around. Yeah. We did that.
Going back to that New York undercover thing, that 15-year-old thing is crazy. I don't remember that episode, but that's wild.
Oh, it's the model episode where the girl got slashed in her face, and everybody thought it was the agent because the agent that she was screwing. This grown adult agent that she was screwing and getting her pictures taken and stuff like that because we were modeling, had slashed her face and then find out it was her dad.
Yeah, I'm about to go back and do a
Go back and watch it because the clutching of the pearls and the gagging that I had was like, you know what? We was wild. That's wild.
I want to do this before we go. I actually, because this is not a permanent 5, I want to swap out. Because I found the episode that actually is one of my favorite episodes, and I cannot believe I forgot about it. So we're gonna swap out, even though again I still love the episode when I take Khadijah out for her birthday. I'm gonna swap that episode out.
Okay, good.
I'm swapping that out with Talk Showdown with Jennifer Lewis.
Let me. Delia, would you like to know how she really came to live with us? And here come the. No. Since she over here, Delia, my mother, her mother, had called my mother and asked her if she could move in.
Yes, she did.
That's not true. Is it?
Not the tissue. Jennifer Lewis is a fool.
A fool to the end, and is in who I aspire to be. Like, I love Jennifer Lewis and her spirit. Like, period. I can't wait to even be in the same space as this lady. Please, God, make it so to where I get to work with this lady and have the privilege of working with this juggernaut. Because what?
He said, no, Delia, no.
That was the episode. And then she moves out because it starts a whole thing. She was like Hot Pockets about that. Home, and her mama got it. Regine, you wasn't supposed to find this out until I was dead. Way to go. Way to keep a secret, Khadijah.
Yes. And Max was like, hey, you got me up here. You might as well use me for something.
I mean, I'm just feeling like I'm up here there. Do you know them? Do you want to go up here? Oh, no, don't think that I should. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my swap out. I had to do a swap out. I was like, no, wait a minute. I'm missing the episode, but that's my swap out.
That is a good episode. That is a great episode. Great one. I feel like I should swap one because I still feel like that one episode that I can't, it's like right at the tip of my tongue. And it was cutting up so bad. What it said. And then just like you said, I'll think of it later.
Yeah.
That's all right. Remember, I'll mention in the next installment. That's how I'll fix that.
I know that. I love that. I love it. I love it. All right. Well, Bird, this has been a great time. This has been fun. And I'm looking forward to doing it again. Absolutely. Can't wait. All right, y'all. It's time for us to go to bed. But with that being said, thank y'all so much for listening. And until next time, we'll see y'all on the next TV Time. 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 I love it.